Lesson 1.6, Video 1. Parallel and perpendicular lines. For notation, parallel would be written like this, and perpendicular would be like this. Upside down capital T. So what does it mean to be parallel or perpendicular? Well, parallel lines are on the same plane and do not intersect. So two lines that do not intersect are considered parallel. The part about the same plane, that's a geometry perspective, so you can deal with that piece of it when you get to geometry. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect, but they intersect in a special way, and that is that they create right angles. So two lines intersect, but they create a right angle, which is then called a perpendicular relationship. Some facts about these is that for two lines to be parallel, they have to have the same slope. So they must have the same rise and run in order for them to never get closer or further from each other. So very important that parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have also a special relationship. And again, they intersect and create right angles, which means they have to have opposite reciprocal slopes. And reciprocal just means you flip a fraction. Opposite means opposite sign. So for example, if the slope of a line is 4, and we're going to write that as a fraction 4 over 1, then the slope of a line perpendicular to it is going to be the opposite sign. In this case, it was positive, so now it's negative, and then you flip the fraction to 1/4. So again, perpendicular slopes are not always negative. It just means you'll have the opposite slope from what it was. So if it started out as negative, it would become positive. Now you can write an equation of lines that are parallel or perpendicular to a given line if you know a point, which is very similar to what we've been talking about for point slope form and slope intercept form. But you also need an equation of the other line. So you have a line, and in order for you to come up with the equation of a line parallel to it or perpendicular to it, you have to have a point that your new line is going to go through. Then you have to have the equation of that other line. So you're either going to make a line that's parallel to that line, or you're going to make a line that is perpendicular to that line and go through that point. So this is the beginnings of parallel and perpendicular lines, lesson 1.6, video 1.